What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another top recruit interview. We've got Lia Peterson here from LCAP, although she's not wearing LCAP colors because her time as a vaquero is coming to an end and she has committed to play soccer at Cal State Northridge. So she's moving from a vaquero to a matador. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah, so
yeah.
somewhat of a thematically similar mascot type thing. Maybe that's why she picked it. Maybe she's good at soccer. We're going to find all that out and more. Lia, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with your decision. Why Cal State Northridge?
Okay, well, the recruitment process is definitely a process. And I went through many different schools. I looked at different places, kept my options open for a really long time. I even looked at the East Coast. I went out there, I experienced it, but I really made the decision that I wanted to stay in California. And I loved Northridge. I took a visit out there. And I not one do I just only love the coaches there, but the campus and the people. It's just a really nice environment, and I could really see myself being there. And then I made the decision, and I'm really happy with it. It's I'm just really excited.
So, went into the special, we talked to kids who, hey, so and so was my dream school, and I wound up there. It was the only thing I had laser focused on my entire life. This sounds like Northridge maybe wasn't even initially like on your radar. How did you even, you said it was a process. How did you narrow it down? What was it like once you finally stepped on campus? Did it take a couple of visits? How did you finally arrive at like, this is the perfect match for me?
Well, it took two visits. I took a visit out there, and then I took a visit on like a game day, so it was like kind of scrambled. And I was like, okay, well, I really want to take another visit out there to like really see, like, because some things were closed. And I went out there and I got to see like the gym and like what like I would be working out in, and like what the environment would actually be like. I looked at San Diego schools. I looked at USD, beautiful place. I even looked at the Naval Academy. Um, and it narrowed down to Naval Academy, USD, and Northridge. And as much as I love San Diego, I kind of want to experience new things. It's kind of far away, but not. I can still come home, and I'm still close enough to my family members. And I took the visit there, and I loved it. The second that I got there, it felt like home, and I just couldn't wait to start grinding there.
So close enough that friends and family can still come to the games, but like you said, it's far side of LA, so you're far enough that you're in another world of
Yeah.
sorts. But congratulations on that. You sound like you have done a lot of, like you said, it's a process. You've done a lot of work in this. So I always like asking kids who have made it through the recruiting process, what would be some advice you would give to eighth graders, sophomores, like anybody that is just starting out or somewhere along the way and maybe a little bit lost on how all of this works?
Well, I mean, I was even lost myself, but thank God I had a lot of help with my parents and my club. But I would really just focus on sending emails, narrowing down schools and areas, and really doing research on different schools, reaching out to coaches, sending highlight reels, and even posting on Instagram. I had a rough time with like creating a highlight reel, but it definitely does help a lot, like reaching out and getting calls. And as much as people say like not to email a lot, but like really you should be sending a lot of emails, especially before tournaments and showcases. Like, hey, I'm going to be here. This is what field I'm on, what time. Like, I would love for you to make it. And if they do make it, hey, thanks for coming to watch me. Like, here's the highlight from that game.
Yeah, my mind is always blown. Like, I'm not that old. I got a couple gray hairs coming in here and there, but I remember sending DVDs and VHSs in the mail to schools. And so when you're saying I put highlights on Instagram and email was able to email tournament recaps to team, I'm like, everybody needs to take better advantage of this. Kids need to be more and more their own advocate because, like you said, it's right at your fingertips. Let's talk about LCAP, your senior season so far. My soccer analysis is pretty minimal. So when I see 3-3 at time of recording this, and you've only won games that are shutouts and lost games that are shutout, like that means nothing to me. So tell us, how's it going from your perspective?
Well, it's definitely been a work in progress. We lost a lot of our core seniors last year, our core starters, and half of our team is new. So we have 12 new players. And it's definitely just been a process of us trying to bond together on and off the field, because you have to create that bond off the field in order to play well together. And we're definitely working on that, and it's working, it's going pretty well. And on top of that, we moved to leagues, different leagues, and we moved up division, so we're playing harder teams. And we have been kind of, or last year was more of like a fun thing, and now I think people like are, we're starting to like get the reality check of that, where, oh, we actually like have to buckle down, and like we're going to play like good teams and better players. Um and we just need to focus more on playing together as a team and not individuals. And I, that's something that I really strive for in like a team. And especially being a captain, I really want to try to focus on building people together and uplifting, not so much as a down.
Yeah, everybody always speaks of going up a division as this just inherently good thing until you realize, oh, everybody up here is better.
Yeah.
Every game now is going to be harder and harder and harder. You talk about being a captain, you talk about team leadership, but you also say, and this, you're one of the few that I've ever heard that says, hey, we really got to focus on the off field just as much as the on field. So what are some of your tips on how to be a good captain off field? Do you have good team bonding games? Do you guys do something specific ritual every year, or is it just like you got to, hey, we got to go X, Y, or Z, we got to do this? Like, what are you doing this year as a good off-field bonding for being a team captain?
Well, my freshman year and sophomore year, there was no team bondings whatsoever. And this last year, I was super close with the seniors that were captains. And so we decided to start to make it a tradition to kidnap the new incoming freshmen that made varsity. So we all woke up as a team at like 4 in the morning on a school day, and we went in their house and woke them up and said, "Hey, you made varsity! Like, get ready! Like, we're gonna go to breakfast, and then we're gonna go to school, and then game later." We've also done multiple different uh, dinners after games or practices, like because we've kind of been having earlier games like at like 3 p.m. So we've been getting done earlier. So like, hey, like let's all go to dinner. And it's definitely been a little bit of a hard time to try to get people to participate, but that's just a factor that's going to come into it. But it's definitely gotten a lot better, and it's brought people together, because we've had a little bit of a disconnection because some of us are so much older and some of us are just so newer to even high school soccer. And we just really are trying to focus on bringing people together.
I'm glad that the sentence that started with kidnapping ended much better than I thought it was. I pictured you putting black bags over the heads of freshmen and waterboarding them and throwing them in a closet. But I think that that's kind of it's great to hear. Hey, we've got freshmen, we've got young talent that is good enough to play at that level. But you speak of a really interesting thing that not everybody in the headspace wise is ready at 14 years old or whatever it is to be a freshman playing up to that higher level. And you as a senior, you have to somehow figure out, hey, like we don't like, I don't want to take 2 or 3 years to grow you guys into varsity players. Have you found it to be easy? I know you say it's kind of pulling teeth sometimes on getting people invested, but do you think that by the end of the season, this freshman squad is going to be where you want them?
Yes, 1000%. Um, Even my freshman year, I was definitely not ready, but the seniors my freshman year helped me a lot, and I really want to fill those shoes in and help those freshmen, so I could go on and they can keep the legacy going and know what's right from wrong.
Got to keep the friendly kidnappings going. Got to keep them going. That seems to be
Friendly
the
kidnappings.
friendly kidnappings.
Parents would know about it.
The parent approved
Parent
kidnapping.
approved.
To trademark that. So you mentioned changing leagues. Does that mean that the rivalry game is gone? Because LCAP is kind of a fun vibe sometimes on it's its own little community sort of out there in Lakeside. And you guys have the tendency to have some fan bases that turn out and support pretty strongly. So do you have a rival program wise that you still get to play, or are you all new blood this year? Coming for just who, like you're trying to find a new rival now that you have re-leagued?
I mean, in the past, it's been Valhalla. and we still do play them. So I still feel like there's going to be a little bit of a fight there. But this year we definitely play Steel, Granite, West Hills. So it's like, and we all are, at least I have a lot of friends on all of those different teams. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a rivalry, but I'm still going to say Valhalla.
So Valhalla, if you're telling people come turn out to one game, come support come watch us against Valhalla, but you're saying that there's enough club and all that kind of overlap between the other teams in league that you will be able to find a way to kick it into that next gear and be like, no, we can't lose to her. We can't lose to her. We can't lose to her every game for the rest of the season. So for you then, what's the goals? Obviously, you're going to say you want to win a CIF championship, do all that great stuff, but what do you have set out for maybe yourself personally and for the team for the rest of this year?
Well, personally, I really wanted to focus on like getting my name out there and getting like LCAP's name out there. And I really focused on that last year, and I ended up breaking the school record. And I got second team All CIF and Player of the Year, and I want to strive for that again this year and even beat my record if I can or get near it.
School record was for goals, yes?
Yes,
Okay,
for
perfect.
goals, yeah.
What's the number?
38.
38 goals. Where are we at so far this season?
This season, I think I only have two.
Oh, so we're gonna have to put up big numbers on Valhalla.
Yeah,
Then
big
you're gonna have
numbers.
to put up like a 10 spot on Valhalla each time.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been a little harder playing different harder teams obviously, and just
Like
with
yeah, like you said, some seniors are gone, and you're having to play a little bit of a different role, and so
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
the goals will start coming heavily. I mean, we're still only a third of the way into the season, so plenty of time to set that goal. And like you said, it's not just gonna be a dramatic second half of the season as we're
Mhm.
watching to see if she can hunt down another school record. Are there any other school records that you might like assists or anything like that that you could potentially set, or are we just focused on goals?
Actually, assist was one of them. One of the ones that I thought about since last year I did goals. I thought I could do
Why,
assists,
yeah, why
but
not branch out?
yeah, but for some reason I think nobody has updated LCAP's records in like 15 years. So there is no current record
Oh,
for
so then you've got it.
yeah.
Find every other record that hasn't been updated and just stamp your name all over that and say number of headers, number of penalty minutes, number like just go down the list, clean it out so that when you graduate, that leaderboard is just you.
Yeah.
And nobody can refute it because hey, look, I did the time, I put up the stats, and number of kidnappings. And just that one very ambiguous. Just nobody knows why she's in the record book for number of freshmen kidnapped. I always like to ask anything specific, like, athletes sometimes can be superstitious. And if you have nothing, that's all good. But anything you have to do pre-game or game day of, that's like your good luck charm that works for you?
Um, I do a breathing exercise. I usually lay on the field and I put one hand on my chest, one hand on my stomach, and I'll breathe for like 3 minutes. And I usually try during that time, I try to visualize. That's exactly how you do it.
Okay, what about visualizing now? Just
Visualizing
visualize the goals.
scoring, what you want to do, making good passes, good defense,
All I'm
it
seeing is me
all,
sitting
the
on the
whole
bench
game.
and being outrun because I'm not athletic. But but congratulations to you, Leah, again on your commitment to Cal State Northridge. Look, folks, we say this all the time. We love all the sports here, but there are so many great athletes that you have to go check out because they're going to go on to represent all of us at a section as a section at that next level. And Leah is just another one of those. So if you're out in the East County, like she said, they're playing day games. So you can do a double feature. You can hit an LCAP soccer game at 3 and then still hit a basketball game or something like that at 7. You have plenty of time still this season to go check her out. Please go support her before she is on to the next level, scoring a bunch of goals to represent all of us. Thank you very much again, Leah, for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you.